Hello, Leo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Leo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards. Use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Leo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And this is very, very beautiful Sun, the Sun card, which happens to rule the sign of Leo, right? So this is a very special card for you. This is a card of clarity. This is a card of health, of prosperity. Yeah. And this is a card of everything coming out into the open, about nothing being revealed, which is interesting considering the last reading that we had for you. Let's put this into some context today and see what we have. Gosh, now we've got mental clarity. See, now there's this idea of everything coming out in the open. Your power is being activated. Your soul and spirit is being activated. You are shining by your own light. And I think you have a very clear idea of where you're going from here. Okay. And there's the Prince of Cups, Prince of Swords, Princess of Pentacles. Are we going to get some fire here next? What do you think? No. Two of Swords. Okay. So there is a decision that we need to make going forward, and I think you're getting all of the information that you need in order to do that. I think there are other people involved in your life that this affects, not just you yourself alone. I don't know if these are maybe family members or other coworkers, something like that. We have the Hierophant. All right. 3 and a 6 of Wands and the Star card. Wow, very nice. See, the Star is kind of, it's a sun, right? But it's distant. It's a distant sun. Whereas the Sun card here, this is your star. This is the one that's up close and personal. So usually we see this the other way around, right? We see our goals and our dreams start off as distant. We see them start off as distant, objects of our passion and our intention. And then we get closer and closer and closer. Here we are very, very close. And then the dream gets further away. So I wonder if we're thinking of the next level. We're thinking of like what comes next or how to build on this to make the dream even bigger, you know? The idea of the Hierophant here, this tells me that there's some sort of a knowledge gateway. There's some sort of a wisdom that's being withheld. I don't know if it's something that, and it's in the position of your general energy. I don't know if you're withholding something from someone, if you kind of have a secret to be revealed, or if you're kind of keeping everybody in your life on a need-to-know basis. Yeah. Let's select the mystery card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. We will set it aside over here. We're going to put Tiny Bob Ross right there on top. Happy little Bob. And we're not going to look at that card, of course, until the very end, but it's going to tie everything together, and it's going to give us the confirmation that we need. Okay. If at any point during the show you feel like you know what that card is or you have a hunch, put your prediction down in the comments. Let's do it together as an interactive exercise of intuition. All right. I think it'll be fun. All right, let's take a look around the room here and see what we have. We have 3 major arcana energies. We've got Sun, Hierophant, and Star. In some ways, we have Sun, Moon, and Star because this is some Taurus energy, but it's very much connected with the Moon, this card. So we have this, we almost have this idea of extending our dream out, right? But then we run into this problem of there being some sort of a gateway, some sort of a barrier to that, right? And we'll get to what that might mean in a few minutes. We have some fire energy, which I think is very good fire energy. It's a 3 and a 6, very harmonious. To me, this kind of says we know what to do, and then we're doing it. We have a little bit of water energy, not very much, but this is also air and water, right? And then we've got some actual air energy here. And here, really, the entire path forward is air energy. And that's going to be interesting. And of course, we have our earth energy up here. The Hierophant also is a little bit of earth energy. So it does seem to me that there is this attainment, this passion, this robustness, this vitality, this health and strength with you, this charisma. You are ambitious and you're ready to go. There's a barricade. There's some kind of a knowledge barrier, right? Maybe it means that there's something we have to learn. Maybe it means that there's some information that we have that we need to now kind of communicate out to others. Communication is very important right now. Okay. Well, let's start with the Sun card, though. The Sun card is a lot of youth and vitality. I wonder if you've recently gotten over an injury or an illness and you feel this kind of robustness with yourself again. This vitality is returning to you. I feel like the Sun card, though, too, since it's right here in the middle of all this air energy, I feel like it really is, you're seeing things clearly for the first time. That kind of thing. I feel with the Sun card that nothing is hidden from you. That nothing is in the shadows. Yeah. And that's what tells me, because it's the sun that creates the shadows, right? So it tells me that there is something that you're not saying. There's something that you are not telling people, or there's some sort of knowledge or information that you are withholding. Because you're the sun, you're keeping people in the shadows, right? So I feel like you have all of the answers within you. I don't feel like you're confused in any way. I feel like there's an issue knowing how much to communicate and to whom to get this thing really going and to get to the next phase of things, right? It could be that you have all of this success coming your way right now, but you're not telling people what the next plan is, what comes next, right? And maybe it's something that needs to be kept under wraps. And this is sounding a lot like the last reading that we had for you. And I think it is kind of along similar lines. I also, did you get caught stealing when you were a kid? I don't remember if this was something that came through for the last Leo reading, but I'm getting this feeling that you were a little bit mischievous when you were younger, and that maybe you, I don't know if you got caught or almost got caught, but I just see like a candy bar or something small, not like grand larceny, I hope anyway, but just something small from a store, from a convenience store or something like that. Maybe it's a little toy or a little candy or something. I do think you got caught for that. Okay. These details sometimes come in to validate some of the energy that we're in and to offer some synchronicities for some of you out there. Not all these details are going to be for everyone. At least I hope not. If it's not for you, leave it for the next person. All right. But the Sun card, very clear. And the Sun card, I think, does have a lot to do with youth and childhood. I think your childhood is very much important to you. I think it was very meaningful to you. I don't know if you had what's a good or bad childhood, but I know that you had one that was special. I don't know if it's because your family had a lot of property, or you had an opportunity as a kid to do a lot of things most kids don't do, right? I don't know if your family went on special vacations, or if you were in a lot of special classes or unique activities. Okay. Maybe your family traveled a lot when you were young, something like this. I feel like it was a unique childhood, but I don't know why yet. Okay. Well, let's talk about all of this air energy, because this is really you figuring out the path forward. I think it sort of began as not confusion per se, but kind of being on the fence with the Prince of Swords here. I feel like this is you kind of weighing the options. Yeah. Seeing the benefit in a few different paths. And I think in that sort of a case, how do we know which one is the right one? Right? They all kind of look pretty good. So what makes one stand out over the others? Okay. That's something we have to ask ourselves. And that's something that I think we can't really do the math on. It's not something that we can calculate or figure or reason or use logic on it. It has to be like the two of swords that we see. It has to be something that comes more intuitively. Yeah. I'm also feeling a contemporary male energy that has passed from your life. I don't know if it was a childhood friend, but someone that would have been what is your age, or was, would be the same age as you, or roughly speaking. Because it's a peer. It could be a best friend, it could be a sibling, it could be maybe a coworker or something like this, or some other member of the family. But I feel like it was kind of like your buddy. I feel like the two of you maybe got into a lot of mischief together. Yeah. And I feel like they passed. I'm getting an H name for them. I don't know, Henry, Hank, something like that. Yeah. But I feel like their energy, I feel like they were part of this kind of very unique childhood that you had. Okay. Anyway, I feel like you were on the fence about something, but a lot of information came to you, a lot of this kind of revelation. It's not just so much data, but you had this kind of epiphany. You had this moment in time, or you will be having a moment in time, where the Sun card, everything is clear. There is no doubt in your mind anymore about how to move forward. Yeah. The things that were kind of hidden from you now are being revealed to you. And I think it's being revealed through intuition, through spiritual experience, through your connection with the divine energy. And I feel like it's not all good news either, right? It's not all things that you want to hear. It might be things about your life, your past, your family. It might be things that I just feel like you kind of have this all-seeing eye now. Like you really do understand all of those mysteries of your life, right? Like when you'd hear the adults talking, and you're a kid and you're wondering, I wonder what they're talking about. I feel like all of those kinds of things now are very clear to you, right? So with this kind of omniscience, we have to sort of take the good with the bad. Yeah. And it's hard for you to not take things like that personally. Here's the Prince of Cups down here. Now, I wonder if maybe you were the more emotional of the kids when you were younger. I feel there is a sensitivity in you, and I feel like it's, even now maybe, difficult not to take things personally. When we have this third eye opening, let's say, and we can understand things, and we can read between the lines a little bit more than we ever could. It's hard not to take things personally, and it's hard not to get kind of upset about certain things, right? So I think you have learned something about a past situation or kind of family matter that's making you feel some kind of way. And maybe this is really prompting some of this Hierophant energy that we feel over here, where it's just like, now we kind of have this barrier. Now we have this gate around us. And we're being a little bit cautious of who we're letting through. It could be that because of this revelation in your life, that you've put some distance between them, family, friends, the coworkers, whatever this situation is. And so now you're kind of in this mode where, I don't have to tell you. Now I'm going to keep things on a need-to-know basis. Now it's kind of like you're playing your cards really close to the chest. Yeah. And what you're working on, here we've got a Princess of Pentacles at the very top. This is your plan. This is what you're aspiring to. This is what you are focused on, what your ambition is. Taking the raw materials of the world and building this future, this empire, this dream life. Yeah. And I think that you are coming into some very significant success right now. Looks like it's the end. Looks like it's the crowning glory of your work, but it's not. It's kind of one step along the path. It looks like you're at the summit of the mountain, right? But you got more plans. There's a lot more that you're looking to do, but you're not. It feels like you're not talking about it. You're not telling anyone. And it's like there's coworkers or something. There's people around you that are thinking, what are we supposed to do now? What do they have planned? Like what's coming next here? But you're kind of, I think, intentionally keeping some people in the dark about something that is very significant for your life and what your future is going to be. Okay? And with the Princess of Pentacles, there really is a lot of potential here. This is kind of the raw materials of life. This is a card that says, and you can have anything you want. All of the materials to build it are here with you. And maybe this card's at the top here because maybe it's a situation where we're still kind of gathering our resources, collecting the investors and getting all the materials in place and the plan and getting everything ready, for that big next step. And the two, back to the air energy that we see, the Two of Wands. See, now we have this clarity, we have this certainty, we have this kind of enlightenment, really. And now in the future, we have to make choices. Some things we have to say, other things we got to stay silent about. We have to choose who to trust, who not to trust, when to do things on our own and when to collaborate. And that's the Two of Swords. And it's not something that we can intellectually figure out, right? It's not a math equation to decipher. It's something intuitive. Yeah. It's something that with your kind of solar activation here that you're going to have to trust yourself and feel what's right at the time. And know that this is going to change. It's not just, I'm going to trust you, and I'm not going to trust you. That could easily switch places in a day, right? And we're open to that, and we're taking everything kind of on a case-by-case basis, on a one-on-one interaction. We're not making blanket statements. We're not being too general and just saying, I'm not going to trust anybody. I'm going to do this myself. No, we're kind of feeling it out as we go, and that's the wisdom of that solar energy. Being able to take a snapshot of the energy as it is right now and figure out what to do. And the next moment, do the same thing. It's just like a tarot reading. This is not a set of cards that is going to tell you what to do. This is a snapshot of the energy as it is as when I laid the cards down. If I were to gather these cards back up and lay them out again, they would be different. It's a different configuration of energy right now than it was 20 minutes ago. There'll be some repeat cards, I think, just as the last Leo reading from, what was it, yesterday or the day before, has similar energies to today's Leo reading, right? There's overlap. Even though it's a different snapshot of energy, I think we're still in the same zone. And that's the solar energy. That's being able to rise up, see things as they are, and figure out kind of intuitively, spiritually, what you're going to do right now. And then you take another snapshot, and it's going to look a little bit different. And then you figure out what you're going to do, and you do that. And so that's the way the Two of Swords interacts with this solar energy and with this Ace of Swords. Well, let's go to the path of the serpent now. And as I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free, it doesn't cost you anything, and it really does help out the channel, and I appreciate that. We are growing significantly, and it's all because of you. I really mean it when I say that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. All right, let's go over here. General energy. We've got that Hierophant. We've got that kind of earthly authority now. I think you've got this kind of spiritual connection. You've got this divine sanction of your work and of your consciousness. You've got this clarity. But now you're this earthly authority about things. You're the boss. You're the boss. If people don't like it, they don't have to work with you. Okay? Whether we're talking career, music, art, television, family stuff, whether we're talking spiritual stuff, you're the boss, and we all are the boss of our own life, right? And there is no rule, there is no divine law that says you have to reveal everything about yourself all at once to everyone. You can sort of play Hierophant with your life and your energy. Okay? There is this interesting flow of energy with this Sun card, because the Sun obviously doesn't do that, right? Just shines all the time. 24/7, doesn't matter what season we're in or what time of day or night it is. The Sun is always shining like full blast, right? It doesn't say, well, I don't like those people, I'm going to turn down my warmth and my light over there. No, the Sun is always shining, always radiating. So generous, it's giving of itself until there's no more left, okay? And I feel that's your energy. You have that generosity. You have that light and that love and that support and that charisma. You have that ability to be always on and always giving and always radiating your light. But then here comes the Hierophant. The Hierophant's kind of the tap, turns it down a little bit, you know? And when you turn the tap down, when you close the tap a little bit, people are going to notice. Those people that relied on your light and heat and warmth from this Sun, when the Sun goes a little bit dim, people are going to notice. And so it's the same with our own light and our own energy. Okay? But I feel like you have to kind of set up boundaries in a way for your light, for your energy. And we have to determine if this is really because our feelings are hurt with the Prince of Cups here, or because it's the best strategy to manifest this big dream, to really use the raw materials to build our future life. And I think it's going to be a mixture of two. It's going to be something that we really need that divine guidance for. Because it's easy to react when we feel that we're hurt by something. It's easy to just like kind of cut people off. We're putting distance between us and them. We're closing the tap. We're kind of acting as a gatekeeper of our own lives. And when our feelings are hurt, it's natural impulse to do that, I think. So we have to be sure that we're not doing that too much based on an emotional reaction, and that we're doing it, if at all, we're doing it because it's the good strategy. It's what Spirit is telling us is the right thing now in order to fully manifest the future that we're looking for, right? To attain those goals that we're trying to attain. And the fire energy that we see next, that's exactly it. The Three of Wands, understanding the process of change on the spiritual plane. So you understand now when to push and when to not push, right? You know when to strive and when to yield. Yeah. You know when to feast and when to fight. Yeah. So with the Three of Wands in the position of the environment, this is us really trying to do the right thing. And the right thing isn't you trying to please everyone, right? The right thing may not be for you to always be shining your light, always be giving. No, the right thing might be to sometimes close the tap a little bit. Hide your light just a very little bit. Again, we had that in the reading the other day for Leo. The idea of keeping things in the shadows until the right moment. Well, the Three of Wands is you understanding what the right decision, what the right action is in every moment. When you're dealing with other people in your life, acquaintances, strangers, or very close people, loved ones, coworkers. But just because you understand the process of change and how it works and what you should be doing to kind of interact with the world in the best, most optimal way, just because you understand that doesn't mean you always do it. Okay, this is a 3. It hasn't reached the earth plane. It hasn't manifested as behavior yet. Okay. But we're immediately met with a 6 of wands. 3 into a 6. Now the 6, it has reached behavior. It has reached the material mechanical plane, the understanding, right? But it's gone beyond that, because it's not just a 3 to a 4, and that would be now behavior that's manifesting in the world. It's gone beyond that. Now it is a 6. Now it's just like it's gone beyond behavior, and it's gone beyond the immediate consequences of that behavior to now complete harmony with the world. So it's almost like you're doing things that don't have that kind of a karmic effect. Does that make sense? You're doing things that are in harmony with the flow of the universe, so it's almost as if it's not creating any seeds of karma for yourself, at least not any negative karma. Right? It's kind of like we're bypassing the 4 and the 5. We're going straight to the 6. And I think that this is you understanding what the right decision and right course of action is in any given moment, and then doing it in a way that is effortless, in a way that is in harmony with not only with yourself and your divine energy, but with the world too. You're not trying to force anything. You're not trying to fight. It's just a spontaneous, like divinely inspired flow. I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah, but it's very good. And it leads us to the star card. Now, sometimes we can look at the star as being the night sky, right? As being that dark, divine, unknown, mysterious energy that is powering the sun, right? If the sun is the visible, if this is God the Son, this is God the Father or the Mother, right? Or both. This is the manifested solar energy. This is the unmanifested spiritual energy that kind of congeals into this solar point of view, this solar consciousness, solar energy. Okay? I hope that's making sense. I'm not trying to get too esoteric here. But I do think that with the star card as well, it's kind of that we've pushed our goal out again. We have something that we are aspiring to. We feel this solar energy is us right now, and this might be kind of a projection of ourselves out there again. Like it might be even a vision of the future. It could be even like a divination, like an astrological chart, a tarot reading perhaps, that is saying, it's now we're getting a little meta here. As this one is saying, that you have further goals to reach. Yeah. So this card is really, this energy is very self-referential right now. This card is talking about itself, and it's talking about this reading. It is very interesting. I haven't had that energy quite like this before. This card it's kind of a circular argument that it's making, right? This card is saying that there are future goals, and it just happens that this card is in the position of the future goal. So it's kind of saying, I exist because I exist, right? I'm here because I'm here. So this is a very clear message from Spirit, and that is that you're not done. That whatever achievements you have right now, when you reach this position of solar consciousness, this isn't the end of the game. There is still the summit above you. There is still a further goal for you to reach. And I think that's something that you're coming to realize, that this success, I think anyone would be very happy to just say, I've made it, I'm done, I'm going to chill, this is it, this is great. But you kind of have this energy like, now I can do so much more. It's like we feel empowered with this card. And it's the power now to go out and attain more. To have more of these very deeply connected spiritual experiences. But manifest the goal. Now it's kind of, we're thinking so much greater in terms of our goals, right? Now we're really aiming for the stars here. I think you were aiming for the sun. You hit the sun and you realize that was just the closest star, you know. There are so many more out there to go after. Very interesting energy. Let's look at the mystery card. I think you're really doing some wonderful things in your life. I don't know what they are. I don't think a lot of people know what they are, because I think you are keeping things under wraps, especially with this Hierophant energy. As far as the mystery card goes, I think I want some water or some earth unfolded. A 6 of either would be great. A 9 or a 10 of either would be great. Or let's see the World card here. Yeah. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Oh, it is the World card. It is the World card. Because this is the world, or the universe, really. It represents everything. The infinite, right? The eternal. And it's within this that there are infinite number of stars, right? So this really, to me, this confirms that there's no limit to what you can achieve. The only limit really is your own imagination. It's like as soon as you get to the edge of the universe, just your awareness of the edge makes it go even further out. You know, when you're scrolling on a list on your phone or something, and you think it's the bottom, but then it loads more, and then you can keep scrolling. That's kind of what this is like. There are no boundaries. Once you there are. Once you find them, they shoot out further. So it's kind of, to me, it's like every time we get to the summit of a mountain, that's it, we're at the summit. But as soon as you look up, more mountain grows, right? So this really, and also this card too is talking about world travel. Like literally going to, this is going to take you to a lot of kind of exotic places you've never been. I feel like you need to stay in touch with the divine here. You really need to bring your I Ching with you, bring your tarot cards with you, and try to stay in touch. Or if you meditate, or if you have a rosary, or a pendulum, whatever you do, however you kind of stay in contact with the divine energy, stick with that. That is very important right now, that you can maintain this guidance. Because I don't think anyone's been to the edge of this universe yet. There's really, and I think the Hierophant too is kind of confirming that. There's no one you can really ask. You can get some advice from other people, but they don't really know. They haven't been there. Right? No one has been where you are, so it's hard to ask somebody, what do I do? You've got to ask yourself, you've got to ask the divine. You've got to ask the universe. Right? You're doing something very big that is going to, in some ways, affect the entire world. And you need to really find the guidance, right? Maintain the guidance, because I think it is coming to you. This solar energy and that Ace of Swords, that clarity, you need to keep that. And that is your communication with the divine. I know this reading's getting long. We're going to do the extended. If you want to stick around, click on the link that's up here, or there's one down in the video description. New readings for Leo every Tuesday and Saturday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. I'm here every day. Come on back. See me tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. And leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Yeah. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.